My entitled parents told my golden child sister that she could take my adoptive daughter because I'm not her real mother. My younger sister was constantly going out with her friends to drink, use substances, and go to strangers' parties when she was only a teenager. She ended up getting pregnant at 18 by some guy she met at one of those parties. Our parents are really against abortion because they think it's a sin to unalive a clump of cells, so they forced my sister to carry the baby to term. She gave birth to the baby and she did not want the child. She was adamant about putting it up for adoption, which my parents refused. I swear I heard her say she was going to leave the baby at a random doorstep because she wanted to get rid of the baby that badly. She didn't even want to pick up the child, would leave her sitting in her own filth, and wouldn't feed her. Despite never wanting children myself either, I stepped in and adopted my newborn niece as my daughter. I thought I was doing the right thing because the baby would only grow up to be abused or neglected if my sister continued to raise her. My sister, of course, didn't stop me and was more than eager to give her baby away. But my boyfriend of 3 years gave me an ultimatum when I told him about my decision. He didn't want children either, so he made me choose between him or her. It was a no-brainer, and the fact I was a single mother hit me deeply. It was really tough being a single parent and barely being able to make ends meet. Finding a babysitter was hard. Managing my last year of college and working part-time made me miserable. And waking up in the middle of the night to a screaming baby was not how I pictured my early 20s. But I persevered, and things have been looking up for us. When my daughter was 5, I told her that she was adopted, and despite me considering her my daughter, she was technically my niece. This didn't mean that I loved her any less, and I would always be her mom. She took the news really well, and it never felt like anything was missing. Just a year later, my sister stopped her wild ways and wanted to have access to her. I allowed it, but stressed she would just be an aunt to her. It wasn't with any malicious intent. I just didn't think she deserved to be considered a mom when she didn't even want her in the first place. Even though she accepted it, it's clear she struggled with the concept and sometimes acted more like a mother, which I always squashed quickly. Now my daughter is 8, and I've been offered a job in a different country. The pay is almost double my current salary, and the company is helping us find a home, putting my daughter in an international school and after-school care. I would be a fool not to take the promotion, and I told my parents to celebrate the wonderful news. But they weren't happy with it at all. They had a meltdown about how I can't do this. It's cruel to take my daughter away from her family, and it's not fair to my sister. My sister has told me she won't allow me to move away with her and that she'll fight in court to get my daughter back. I thought that was completely uncalled for because I had done all the hard parts. I had raised her properly and made sure she got the love she was entitled to. It was obvious that my sister only wanted her because now the hard part was over with, and my daughter was a wonderful, mannered little girl. I've talked to lawyers, and it seems she doesn't have a leg to stand on as my daughter is legally my daughter. But the rest of my family is telling me I'm being extremely cruel, and if I cared about my sister, I'd turn this job down. I have sacrificed and suffered so much because of my family, long before my daughter was born. I left home at 16 and finished my education. Meanwhile, my sister is the golden child who gets away with everything. She even lives with our parents rent-free and doesn't work. As for my daughter, she is excited to be moving and has no solid opinion on my sister. They don't have any sort of bond, and I know she wouldn't exactly be sad about leaving my sister behind. I feel like my family is angling for me to eventually just hand my daughter back over as if I was just a temporary filler for my sister, which will obviously never happen, and my lawyers are involved in this matter.